Oh my God, it's Carrie Van Winkle, and I did my thematic unit on word families with a focus on the third grade. It's my introduction. Just tells you a little bit about my project, and then on the next page we have, in this corner, the overview. This is a little video. It's just for adults only, but it's funny. It's about word families, so just a little bit of fun for the lesson plan for the teacher. And then if we go down the next page, it's on talking about the Ohio Department of Education standards. There's a lot of standards, but there's a lot of things that go into teaching the lessons. Each individual lesson has a couple standards that go with it. Next, I have my reflection and implementation, which I have not done yet, but it will get done. On the next page, I have my assessments. For the assessments page, I have a Kahoot, and you would just go ahead and click on Kahoot, and it'll take you to the website, and then from there, you just type in the code, and it'll start a quiz for the kids. There's two ways that you can work Kahoot. You can either do it in groups, or you can do it individually, one-on-one. It depends on how many devices are in the school. The next website is called Starfall. And on this website, kids can just play around. It's a fun way to use a website to show the kids that learning can be fun. So for the third assessment, really just check for understanding through observation. That's the best way to do an assessment, I think, is just checking for understanding with the students. So for 4, we have another fun word search. These are just words that go with the 4th lesson. Then for 5, you'd have the kids make a flower. In the middle of the flower, there would be the word family like END, and then you would fill in the rest of the petals with words that end in END. And then the last assessment is to do a word mover to create a poem or rhyming words, and kids would do this in groups. It really encourages group work and helps them feel like they're not doing work for an assessment. And then below we have the rubric for word families. So if we go back up here, we have the lesson plans. Below attached is the lesson plans for lessons 1 through 6. So they'd be reading Click, Clack, Moo, and going through the vocabulary for the first lesson, and then the second lesson would begin to introduce word families. The third lesson would go on to changing the first letter and having students understand that the last couple letters will make up the word family. Lessons 4, 5, and 6 kind of go into different kinds of word families, as well as tying it all together to end the lesson for lesson 6. This is a read aloud of the Click Clack Moo. You can do that a couple days instead of reading it out loud to the kids. I think it's beneficial to have somebody else read it in a different tone. You can also have the kids read it out loud and take turns if they are able to do that. So each one of these are just sites that I used. You can click on them and it'll take you, it shows my description of why I used it on the other side. For my peer survey, you do something fun. You can scan in the QR code with a phone or a tablet or anything, and it'll take you to this website, and it is a Google form. So it'll take you to the Google form, and it'll have you go through the peer survey on the Google form. You can search the site if you're confused about anything or where it's at. You can search it up in this search bar. And then for Meet the Teacher, I have my picture there, and then you can click here to go through it. This is just a little bit about me. I'm new to teaching and I'm new to this program, so there's not really a lot to know about me. So